Welcome back. Know when to hodl and know when to fodl. That's what one investment firm is stating as they are now short the MicroStrategy stock. We're going to be discussing this among many other topics, including the Near protocol has copied Internet Computer Protocol. Litecoin, Dogecoin, and Ethereum Classic are surging on speculation that ETFs are imminent. We're also going to be talking about Gryphon Mining blocking a competitor. This is one of the Bitcoin mining companies that is on the stock market that we've been talking about a lot lately. We're also going to be talking about Coinbase and much, much more. But we're going to be starting today's video right here with new comments from BlackRock CEO Larry Fink saying America's retirement age of 65 is crazy. Don't forget to give this video a free thumbs up. We upload every single day of the year since 2018 to bring you the latest happening in the financial world. So hit the subscribe button. That way you never miss a new video. Give the video a thumbs up. And basically, Larry Fink said that with Americans living longer and spending more years in retirement, the nation's changing demographics are putting the U.S. retirement system under immense strain. One way to fix it, he says, is for Americans to work longer before they head into retirement. He said, no one should have to work longer than they want to, but I do think that it's a bit crazy that our anchor idea for the right retirement age, 65 years old, originates from the time of the Ottoman Empire. Let's continue before I respond. Fink, who's worth an estimated $1.2 billion, more than Dr. Evil, notes that 65 years old in the early 1950s didn't get a chance to retire because many already passed on. In other words, more than half of the workers who had paid into Social Security never got a penny because they finished before they could claim the benefit. He said, today, these demographics have completely unraveled, and this unraveling is obviously a wonderful thing. We should want more people to live longer, but we can't overlook the massive impact on the country's retirement system. So, yeah, when I was growing up, it was 65, then it's 67. Now they're talking about 70. Here's the deal, guys. This is one of the reasons I started this channel, because one of the things that I identified was that I didn't know anything about what I was investing in. I had a 401k. I didn't know anything about it, and it wasn't really gaining any income. Like if I annualized what I was making and doubled it every single year until I retired, I still wouldn't have enough. I mean, it was ridiculous. And so this is why I started to learn about finance, and why I started this channel to bring people on the journey that I have, learning about finance, learning about the markets, learning about how these the ebbs and flows of bull markets and bear markets, to understand what I need to do to secure my financial future. Because at the end of the day, even if they keep Social Security around for as long as, I or you are going to retire, I mean, is it going to be enough? Probably not. And are you going to have enough in retirement? One of the things when I talk to people about like, oh, do you have any retirement? It's just like, oh, I'll worry about it later. And it's like, later is when you can't worry about it. Because if you're 60 years old and you want to retire at 70, you haven't even started, it is very difficult. And so you have to start younger investing as soon as you get your first job. Start putting money away. Most people don't know how to do that. I've talked to people who have money in cash and they think that's a safe investment. I'm like, it's not, because you're losing money like every single year. So now they want people to work till they're 70 years old or later because the system can't pay out. Like, here's the deal. Like, don't depend on the system. Like that's the other option. Most people don't even think about that. Like, you don't have to rely on Social Security. I'm going through my investment journey planning on not having to rely on Social Security, because if they're giving $25,000 a year or $50,000 a year by the time I retire, what is that going to actually be worth? And is that going to be able to do anything? And at that age, if it's not enough, then what are you going to do? This is why you have to invest now, right? And it's never too late. It's just harder the older you get to reach those goals that you want. So yeah, I think it was a little interesting. Another article was titled, Larry Fink wants the boomers to fix the retirement system that they messed up. I'm like, no, they messed it up. Let's not ask them to fix it. Anyway, moving on to crypto and crypto-related stocks. Crypto stocks like MicroStrategy and Coinbase could shoot higher if a short sellers exit. Now, there's a lot of conversation about short squeezes and all of this, but here's the deal, specifically with MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy, their stock is trading very similar to Bitcoin. And the reason it's doing that is because they hold a large quantity of Bitcoin on their balance sheet. But here's the deal. There's no fundamentals behind it. This is not like AMC or GameStop. Like, I get the fact that, like, if there's a lot of short sellers and people keep buying, it squeezes them and then they have to cover their short. But here's the deal. You can buy as much MicroStrategy as you want at all-time record highs. But if the Bitcoin price falls by 50%, you don't think that's going to have any effect on the MicroStrategy stock? Of course it is. And so the MicroStrategy stock can go more than 50%, maybe it'll go less than 50%, but it's still going to go down because nobody's going to pay at $1,800 just to short squeeze short sellers when the price of Bitcoin has dropped by 50%, right? So the value of the stock is very risky in my terms to look out for a short squeeze. I mean, I really have no idea who's buying at these all-time record highs. Not anticipating any correction on a 6-month uptrend in the market, that makes absolutely no sense, at least in my opinion. And so this brings us to Kerrisdale Capital. They are a short seller, basically like a finance company, or they say we tweet investment ideas. Anyway, they said, good morning. We are short MicroStrategy and long Bitcoin. We'll look at the report in a minute, but they say crypto trades often get carried away and MicroStrategy is no exception. The Bitcoin price implied in MicroStrategy shares is now over $177,000, an unjustifiable 2.5x the spot price of Bitcoin. All right, continuing on, they say no fundamental reason for this level of premium exists. MicroStrategy doesn't provide, I think it was 1.7 thousand. Anyway, whatever. No fundamental reason for this level of premium exists. MicroStrategy doesn't provide unique access to Bitcoin. Buying Bitcoin in the equity markets is easy and cheap through an ever-growing number of low-fee exchange-traded products and ETFs, like Fidelity and the BlackRock one. They say Bitcoin accounts for 97% of MicroStrategy's valuation. It's a software business that's tiny relative to its Bitcoin hoard. If MicroStrategy's Bitcoin is valued at current prices, the stock is worth $700 to $800, or 60% lower than MicroStrategy's present share price. MicroStrategy bulls tout the lack of fees versus other Bitcoin investment vehicles, but BlackRock and Fidelity's ETFs only charge 0.25%. This modest level of fee avoidance is not worth paying more than twice the price of Bitcoin. They said MicroStrategy has issued converts and equity to buy Bitcoin, but the massive dilution has resulted in minimal gain in Bitcoin owned per diluted share. Shareholder value creation on a per share basis has been largely driven by simple Bitcoin price appreciation, just as hodling Bitcoin would. They finally say the crazy things happen in crypto, but this nutty MicroStrategy premium is not going to make it. Bag holders FOMOing into MicroStrategy instead of the new Bitcoin ETFs are going to get wrecked. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Most of my MicroStrategy holding has been already liquidated because we are at all-time record highs in MicroStrategy. And my thesis is that Bitcoin is going to drop into the Bitcoin halving and probably shortly thereafter. And that drop is going to affect the MicroStrategy price. But everybody's, oh no, we're going to short squeeze it. We're going to short. Okay. I mean, we're dealing with a lot of money here. And the other thing to keep in mind is that Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, sold over $290 million, but around $200+ million of his own stock in the first 3 months of 2024. And currently, when I'm recording this video, he holds about 0, according to public disclosures, 0 shares of MicroStrategy. Now, some people are saying that he's hedging, he's selling the MicroStrategy stock, and he's going to buy Bitcoin for his own stash on the side. Now, this is possible, but the bottom line is this is a lot of insider sales and therefore liquidity of the actual stock. And people are like, oh no, we're going to short squeeze it because there's a limited number of shares available. No, there's not. They just literally sold $200 million of this stock. Who do you think they sold it to? Probably a lot of retail that think that they're going to be able to short squeeze it at $1,800, $1,900. And here's the deal. If you start buying at $1,900, thinking you're going to short squeeze it, and then you're not able to short squeeze it and the price doesn't go up, you're going to be out of your value probably for 6-7 months before MicroStrategy even starts moving back up to these levels. But anyway, that's just my opinion and strategy and thesis for the market. But I agree with Kerrisdale, and I love this line: know when to hodl and know when to fodl. A lot of people are not going to be able to do that, and they're going to get wrecked. This is not just with MicroStrategy; it's also in the crypto markets, right? If you're already up 10x and you're not taking any profits out of the market, I'm not saying that we're not going to be going higher in the longer term, but there's more likelihood that you're going to have some type of correction in the medium term before you're going to go 10x again from there. But I mean, I could be wrong. Listen, I'm just an analyst in these markets. I'm just kind of trying to strategize what I would do in these markets and how I'm playing it. But yeah, I mean, if you've been holding MicroStrategy from 170, $200, and you're not selling any at these levels, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, obviously that's your investment thesis, right, and your strategy. So good luck. But I mean, we're really at all-time record highs. And if Bitcoin drops, this stock is going to drop. It's very different than AMC or GameStop or even the grayscale trusts. But it's also very similar in terms of correlation to the crypto markets. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you're doing with your MicroStrategy portfolio. I mean, usually when I see insiders like sell to zero, the CEO selling to, I've never seen that in any company, any publicly traded company, where the CEO sells literally all of his shares of the stock. I thought I was misreading the data. It wasn't. Michael Saylor has 0 shares, and people are still buying at this level. Makes no sense. Anyway, moving right along, and don't forget to give this video a free thumbs up. We upload every single day of the year since 2018 to bring you the latest happening in the financial world. You could also follow me on X, or formerly known as Twitter, twitter.com/thecryptoviser, or x.com/thecryptoviser, link down below in the description of this video. Now, the Near protocol has now launched multi-chain transactions from one account feature called chain signatures. Now, this we've been talking about for a little bit of time now. I think we are going to see Internet Computer doing more display that they were the ones who actually created this technology. Not only did they create this technology, but it's been implemented on the Internet Computer for years now. Dfinity actually even responded to Near Protocol, and we're going to get back to the Near Protocol thing in just a minute. But Dfinity said chain key signatures are not a distant dream. It's been technology breakthrough on Internet Computer since 2022. The most decentralized way to integrate blockchains without intermediaries or key management parties, paving the way for the industry. No gatekeepers here. All developer documents are open source. Reach out for guidance. Chain key Bitcoin, chain key Ethereum, chain key ERC20, Schnorr, and more are coming soon. And so you can go on the Internet Computer website and learn all about what this technology is. But before I read to you what ICP is saying about chain key technology, let's hear from the Near Foundation. Because again, Internet Computer is stating that Near is copying. So let's understand what Near is saying first. Near Foundation, the nonprofit behind the Near protocol, announced that they now support chain signatures, offering a multi-chain access from their Near accounts. The chain signature network is secured in part by the Eigen layer, which joins Near as a launch partner, according to a press release. Eigen layer, we've been talking about on this channel as well. We know it's a restaking project built on Ethereum. They said since day one, the Near ecosystem has focused on simplifying access to Web3 for developers and mainstream users. The co-founder of Near said chain signatures is the next step in that journey, making it significantly easier to transact on any blockchain while also fragmenting liquidity across the ecosystem. Developers can now build DeFi products that use assets from other chains without bridging these assets, according to the press release. The offering is the latest step towards Near's initiative of chain abstraction, which aims to tackle the user experience in crypto by simplifying the hurdles that exist in a multi-chain environment. So that's what is going on from the Near side. Let's understand what Internet Computer says about chain key cryptography. This enables subnets on the Internet Computer to jointly hold cryptographic keys in a way that no small subset of potentially misbehaving nodes on the subnet can perform usual operations with the key, but the majority of honest nodes together can. Chain key cryptography provides 3 major benefits to the Internet Computer Protocol. One is secure and efficient subnet to subnet communication, enabling ICP to scale horizontally, increasing the compute and memory capacity as more nodes are joining the internet computer. Two is certified responses enable clients to validate the information they receive from the internet computer nodes efficiently and without the need of keeping any blockchain state. The third is that chain key signatures enable canister smart contracts on ICP to hold assets and invoke smart contracts on other blockchain networks. In the future, vet keys will additionally enable dApps to encrypt data based on encryption keys controlled by canister smart contracts. And so this is basically the full breakdown. I don't think that we're going to go through it all here in today's video. We can do this in a separate video if you guys want me to. Let me know down below in the comments, and if I see enough comments that you guys want a separate video just on chain key technology, we'll do that. But as you can clearly see, this technology was invented and implemented and used by Internet Computer before any other chain out here. Now, Near Protocol, who I think their founder was touched on the hand by the NVIDIA founder, whoop-de-frickin-do. But that was headline news. Now Near Protocol is using this technology, and I don't think that it's bad that they're using or implementing the technology. I think that it's a little bit, insulting to the developers who created this technology within the internet computer ecosystem. At least give some type of credit to the internet computer builders who first conceptualized the idea of chain key. And then we've also heard recently that Dominic, the founder of Dfinity and Internet Computer, has been basically asking the community whether chain key technology is the right verbing for it. Like, should it be called chain key cryptography, or should it be called chain fusion technology? Now, I don't know whether the answer is chain key or chain fusion, but since Near is copying them, I'm sure that if they do change it to chain fusion, it's going to draw the line in the sand and say, let's go Near, call it chain fusion as well. Would Near Protocol do that? I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of joking around with this competition type thing between Near and ICP, because obviously I don't think that Dominic or any of the builders at Internet Computer are negative towards Near Protocol. I think it's just kind of like a friendly competition, but they clearly did copy Internet Computer's technology. Let's make that 100% clear. They clearly copied it. But either way, right? Maybe this can move forward into some type of collaboration between Internet Computer and the Near Protocol. Maybe they can, enhance the technology or help make it more secure through the use of two different blockchains. I mean, I don't know. As you guys know, I'm an analyst and an investor, not a tech guy or an engineer. So I provide some ideas and thoughts on the matter. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of engineers and developers that are way, way, way smarter than most of us on this channel. So just, maybe a collaboration could be good. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on that. You guys know I'm very bullish on Internet Computer. By the way, did you guys know that Robert F. Kennedy, RFK Jr.'s vice president pick is in a committed relationship with this guy from Lightning Labs? So the attorney and philanthropist is committed to a partner, a 39-year-old VP at Lightning Labs, a reformed Wall Street guy, as she describes him. So effectively, Robert, or RFK, he has had some, negativity about his VP pick. This is not a political channel, but the fact that he picked somebody who's married or in a relationship with somebody who's the vice president of Lightning Labs on the Bitcoin network, I mean, I think that's pretty big, because it's just putting crypto closer to that green light where it's accepted by the highest levels in government that this is an investment product, that you can hold it, that you can transact it, you can build on it, you can build businesses with it, right? That this is the future of finance. I mean, we know that it is, but whether it's accepted as that or not on a larger scale, that's still up for debate, right? Anyway, talking about Bitcoin, Sphere 3D's legal issues escalate as Gryphon Mining seeks to block a $10 million deal. Now, we recently started talking about Gryphon Mining, which is under ticker name GRIP. This is a micro cap stock in my view, about $57 million when I'm recording this video. And Sphere 3D Corp is another publicly listed company. This is on the NASDAQ as well. This is a $27 million company. So Sphere is about half the size of Gryphon Mining. But the point is that these are both, in my view, very, very low cap stocks. And this opens the door for the potential moves to the upside significantly more than, like the Riot platforms or Marathon Digital that already have billion-dollar market caps, right? And so I was interested to see that Gryphon Mining is seeking to block Sphere 3D from using $10 million from a recent settlement with Core Scientific. 3 Bitcoin mining companies in a battle. So a legal battle between Sphere 3D and Gryphon has gotten another chapter as the new legal action seeks to block this $10 million proceeds. Gryphon is seeking to secure $10 million in equity proceeds that Sphere recently received from a settlement related to the Core Scientific bankruptcy exit. Gryphon wants to ensure the funds are available to satisfy any judgment it may receive due to Sphere's alleged breach of contract, which has damages amounting to at least $30 million. Sphere is accused of entering into at least 4 hosting agreements with other providers, violating the exclusivity clause of their agreement with Gryphon. And this is also interesting because it explains what Gryphon's, like what they're doing with their contracts. Like they're asking for exclusivity so that they're the only hosting mining company so that they, obviously make more of that money. So that's pretty interesting stuff there as well. Behind the pre-motion letter lies Sphere's financial health. According to Gryphon's letter, based on Sphere's annual report to the SEC, the company has publicly acknowledged the potential for bankruptcy, suggesting it may not be able to satisfy future judgments. They said over the last 4 months, Sphere has revealed its growing financial troubles. In a filing on the Core Scientific bankruptcy action, Sphere counsel acknowledged the company was operating with a $200 million net loss and that recent losses had overtaken revenue by a 2-to-1 margin. Now, keep in mind that was in 2023. We were still kind of in the depths of the bear market. The market was turning around, but that information would have been from earlier in 2023. Maybe things turned around for Sphere since then. As we see the Genesis issue is getting cleared up, the Gemini Earn issue is getting cleared up, for supposedly FTX and Celsius are getting cleared up. And that's a lot of that is because the market is much higher, as I've explained. Who's buying all the Bitcoin recently? Where's all the demand coming from? It's coming from Wall Street, BlackRock, and Fidelity, effectively. Some of these other ETFs as well, but the big ones are BlackRock and Fidelity. They are bailing out Genesis, Gemini Earn, FTX, Celsius. They're bailing out all of those holders because they're the ones that are buying the crypto that those exchanges are selling. So, something to think about. But yeah, interesting stuff here. Obviously, some concerns about Sphere 3D's potential future, if they're going to go bankrupt or not. But more importantly, Gryphon. It seems like Gryphon I think this is going to be the best performing Bitcoin miner from a market cap perspective, like market cap appreciation. Because keep in mind, right, for Marathon Digital, $4 billion to like 10x, it needs to go to 40 billion. For Gryphon to go to $1 million, it really only needs to like 15x. So I think there's a lot of potential here for Gryphon Mining as we enter the bull run Bitcoin halving cycle. And again, nothing I say is financial advice. So make sure you guys do your own research and don't make investment choices based on what I say. But I'd appreciate if you guys at least give the video a free thumbs up. Now we're hearing stuff about Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dogecoin. Eleanor Terrett, who is a Fox Business journalist, said, hearing rumblings on the institutional level about a possible interest in a Litecoin ETF. The logic is because Litecoin basically it's functionally similar to Bitcoin. The SEC may be inclined to approve it, possibly even more so than an Ethereum ETF. Interesting. She said last week, Coinbase Derivatives announced plans to launch a CFTC-approved futures contract for Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash on April 1. Now, I don't know if that was a April Fool's joke, but we will find out soon enough. And so, based on this news, the prices of all three of these coins have been going up. Litecoin, which I was a huge bull on, people were saying I made a mistake selling. I don't think so, because I made more in the other assets that I was in than holding it in Litecoin. I mean, just go look at Goldfinch, GFI crypto. This crypto has gone 10x over the last few months, and it's going higher, it seems. But anyway, Litecoin has gone up in the past 7 days by 15% approximately. Bitcoin Cash about 27%, and Ethereum Classic right here about 9%. So they've all pretty much gone higher. We'll see if this actually plays out, if this actually does become an ETF. I do understand the logic, because here's the deal. There's very few proof of work blockchains left. And Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, these are forks of Bitcoin. So functionality wise and how the network operates is effectively the same as Bitcoin. So it would be very hard for the SEC to dispute that. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to, but it would be very hard for them to do it. In terms of the Ethereum ETF, as I've explained, I really don't think it's going to be approved. I think they're going to say it's staking and, the move to proof of stake and the Shapella upgrade and all this stuff. I think they're just going to keep kicking the can down the road. But that doesn't matter, guys. Whether the ETF gets approved or not, the prices are going higher, right? Because we are in a super cycle. And meanwhile, Coinbase is building lots of on-chain, looking towards the future, but the industry also needs to bridge to TradFi to help fiat move into crypto, according to the CEO of Coinbase. He says, for that, I think Coinbase is providing the most trusted infrastructure globally, including now for derivatives. And this is based on an article that says that Coinbase International has seen record daily trading volume in March. And so you can see the interest in crypto from a global scale is obviously there. You can see the 24-hour volume on Coinbase International, $670 million. 30-day volume, $55 billion. 30 contracts listed, many different cryptos. I'm not a big fan of these perpetual swap contracts, because these are the type of products that were used to manipulate the price of asset during the last cycle. We saw FTX do this with Internet Computer, with Stellar Lumens, even Cardano, where they didn't even list the coin on their exchange. They just had the perpetual futures contracts. But again, as I've explained, Wall Street is now in control of the crypto ecosystem. Whether you want to believe it or not, they are. They're involved in Bitcoin ETFs. They're involved in the buying billions and billions of dollars. They have derivative products being built out. And so they're going to be able to move these prices the way they want it to be moved as we, as we move into the future. So with that, do your own research. Let me know what you guys think about all of this news that we covered today. Don't forget to hit subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow right here on the channel, Crypto On.